I watched Atiku and Peter Obi on the candidate. First of all, I like to say that Atiku was more articulate than Buhari, and his vice wasn't bailing him out like Osinbajo was bailing Buhari out. So kudos to them for that. Also, to Atiku's credit, he has a microfinance bank in his state where farmers, especially women, are given loans. If all Nigerian thieves, I mean, I'm not saying that he's a thief, but if all the big people in Nigeria would do that, things would be much better than it is right now in Nigeria. Not only that, he said that he gives certain amount of money to the federal hospital in Yola to treat the less privileged when they come to the hospital, and I really appreciate that. Honestly, I wish all rich people would do that. Now, huge kudos to my sister in the Lord for asking Atiku and Obi the tough questions, even with the audience booing her.
I am going to ask the questions no matter how you shout, so you might as well just let me talk. I am going to ask the question.
Thank you so much, Jerry, my sister. I've seen some Nigerians saying that, oh, she was sponsored by APC. Some said that, oh, she was doing interrogations, she wasn't doing interview. They said that she was friendly with Buhari. Why was she hard on Atiku? I was like, shoo, look at these people. First of all these people need to get out of Nigeria and see how journalists outside Nigeria grill their officials. By the way, these were the same people that were praising this woman after she interviewed Buhari and Osinbajo the other time. They said that she disgraced Buhari, she has tough questions, whatever. But now that she talked about their candidate, suddenly they became defensive, enemies of progress.
What, in your view, is corruption?
Corruption is the use of your privileged position to either enrich yourself or enrich your relatives or even your friends.
Wait, didn't he say just recently that he would enrich his friends?
And I'm also not going to enrich members of my family, but my friends. Are my friends not entitled to be enriched?
The man is confusing me. This one is confusing me. So then she asked Atiku why he's running for president.
I am a candidate for the future. I try to bridge the current generation with the future generation.
Alhaji Atiku has talked about the fact that he's a bridge between the future and the present. And yet he is, I believe, in his 70s.
Ooh, snap!
There was a time when you were very critical of candidates in their 70s.
She has a point. Atiku is 72, Buhari is 76. Also, the woman kept saying that Atiku's manifesto will clearly benefit the rich people. It will enrich the rich people. What about the common people?
You're trying to build a government for the rich, by the rich. Where are the plans for the poorest of the poor?
Let me give you just one illustration, what I try to do, locally. Kadaria, I set up a few years ago a microfinance bank.
Atiku didn't actually answer that question. He never said how he would create jobs. He said he started a microfinance bank in his state, which is great. I appreciate that. But he didn't explain how he would create the 12 million jobs that he's been promising since he started running. She also asked him about corruption, especially his wife's case.
What I can tell you is that my wife has never been indicted and she has never been charged.
Excuse me, Sir Alhaji. My wife has never been indicted. It's actually different from my wife never laundered money. As in, FBI doesn't just go into somebody's house. You get what I'm saying? Did you launder any money through your wife or not? Okay, never mind. So the woman also asked about his company making money off of Nigeria. At first, Atiku said that he only bought shares.
Certainly not, because it was an issue of share purchase. And at that point, it was very, very lawful for any public officer to purchase shares.
She had to correct him and say that, Mr. Man, you were the one that registered this company with your Italian partner.
It's not that this was an existing company in which you acquired shares. This is a company that you actually set up with an Italian shareholder, Mr. Volpi, and which you registered. And the primary job of that business was clearing and logistics.
And then he said what he did wasn't against the law at the time. That's actually not true. That is not true. Also, he said that his company was not a cargo company, that they don't do anything about cargo. He said they only undertake logistics in oil and gas till today.
Nicotes at that time was not registered as a clearing and forwarding agency. It was a registered company to undertake logistics in oil and gas. And that is what it still does. No more, no less.
Seriously, who were these people that were clapping? I don't get it. The devil is a liar. Why do you have cargo services listed on your company's website? I mean, the thing is still there. Haba, can I just beg you, Alhaji Abubakar, please stop lying to us. We can take anything but lies. There is God now. Also, why was the man denying that his company has a monopoly on the handling of oil and gas cargoes in Nigeria?
It was given monopoly for the oil and gas sector at a time when you were the vice president of Nigeria.
There was no monopoly at all.
Calabar, Warri, One,
Go.
all concessions to you. This is on your company website, by the way. This is not information from an outsider.
No,
I'm taking this from your company website.
But you should have also cross-checked to see whether what the company was saying is correct or not.
Your company made a mistake about the fact that they have a monopoly.
Is quite possible.
You don't mean it. You don't mean it. Your company's website made a mistake. I'm so sorry. You don't mean it. It's funny that his running mate Peter Obi was also trying to be smart when the woman was asking him about diverting public funds to his family business.
You put money worth about 2 billion naira of the state money in a brewery.
I have no investment there, not 1 naira.
No.
If you see Peter Obi as owner of 1 share, I didn't say 1 share. It doesn't exist. I invested another 10 over several billions in banks, including banks where I have share.
Okay, I thought he said he had no share.
Took money belonging to Anambra state government and put it in a company in which your family has interest. That's what you're telling me.
Next is a family company started by my own parents. When I became governor, I had nothing to do with Nest.
Okay, so how much has your family made from the investment?
Thank you very much. I was investing for the future of the state.
Anyway, so when Atiku said that he borrowed the FCC money, was he talking about his personal money or he was talking about our money?
FCC did not even have the money in the budget to start operation. I borrowed them 300 million naira from the privatization process.
Also, someone read Obasanjo's description of Atiku out loud.
His propensity to corruption, his tendency to disloyalty, his inability to say and stick to the truth all the time, his propensity for poor judgment, his belief and reliance on marabout, his lack of transparency, his trust in money to buy his way on all issues.
And they asked if Atiku would employ somebody with such a reference.
If the referee has changed his mind and says that the applicant is now the best applicant, and I recommend him for the job.
Wow. The funny thing is, Kadaria asked Atiku if Obasanjo lied about him. Can you believe what he said?
Some of his allegations were quite specific. Did he lie about you?
I'm not here to say that.
Whoa. So you can't even tell us that Obasanjo lied about you. Did you not hear what they said? He said that you were corrupt. You wouldn't even say you're not the kind of person that he described. Anyway, lastly, Atiku is willing to give amnesty to those who have embezzled our money if he becomes president.
Have you considered it?
Personally, yes. Personally, I have considered it.
Okay.
Why not?
You will realize that for a few Nigerians, this will be problematic.
Yes, it will
because
be.
It sounds like
it will be, but
a way of trying to allow those who've stolen money to get away with it.
What have they been able to achieve?
And I just want to know what you guys think about that. Should thieves in Nigeria be given amnesty so long as they give back some of the stolen money? And if you think that the thieves should be pardoned, would that courtesy also be extended to the small thieves? People who steal cell phones, people who steal goats, people who rob houses, people who rob in Oshodi market, those that the crowd would normally lynch in the market. Should they also be allowed to go scot-free if they bring back some of what they steal? I want to know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. This election is already interesting. Meanwhile, there are some people who are still trying to defend Buhari on how he suspended the Chief Justice Onoge. I saw one of them using big grammar to defend Buhari. I said,
You cannot use your privileged position to sit and to try to abort judgment, to try and use technical juggernaut and procedural hiccups, to block or to pervert the way of justice.
Nigerians, why do you like big grammars like that?
That is why we have to commend the president for coming out boldly. And I think it's not limited to Nigeria. If you go to United States of America, just 2018, for instance, in the state of West Virginia.
Wait, what? No, don't play it again. What do you mean, Aribi? Let's just move on. Let's pretend that it's not happening. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Anyway, you guys, I don't know more. much. Guess what? I cannot let anybody come and pollute this show. I have little kids watching. Nigerians, next time let's just speak small English, you know. Anyway, you guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.